Yes, welcome back to the first episode of How Did I Get Here for 2023. We've had a bit of a break, but we're back. We've got a pretty interesting guest today, and we're going to be asking him and a few of his mates where he came from. We're going to be focusing on the band South Summit today. Now, I don't have 5 mics, so representing South Summit here today is South Summit bassist Josh Trindle. Josh, g'day to you.
Hey, g'day, how are we?
Thanks for coming down. Let's get straight into it. You know, South Summit, indie band, Triple J's, one of the one to watch, nominated for Unearthed Artist of the Year. You know, you've been featured on Spotify editorial, 1.2 million online streams. I think I could go on, but I'll give it to you now. So who are South Summit for someone that might not have heard of you, and how would you describe your style?
South Summit's a 5-piece local band from Perth. We're just good mates, just having fun, good time. Music, rock, indie, reggae.
Yeah.
Got a bit of flavours from all genres, so it's kind of just this big mongrel sound, I guess. We do a lot of different stuff and play around with different sounds, so yeah.
Yeah, cool. So when did music first enter your life?
I was 15 when I started playing bass.
Yeah?
I did bass and guitar, so came down to Guildford Grammar and started doing music in Year 9, so...
Most people go down the guitar route.
Yeah.
I do play a little bit of bass myself, so I can relate. Why bass?
My old boy was a bass player.
Righto. Yeah.
Already had the basses there, so yeah, kind of just jumped into it. And my cousins play guitar, so I was like, oh, if I play bass, we can have a jam and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I love it.
So for you at school, you mentioned you were Guildford Grammar there.
Guildford, yeah.
What role did music play in your education, your student life?
At the start, it was footy. It was sport,
Footy?
there for sport,
Yeah.
all sport. And then I kind of decided why not at Guildford, and they've got a really good music program going on. So I was like, let's have a crack. And then towards the later years of school, it was a really big part of my education and the whole boarding, living away from home and stuff like that. So very grateful for the opportunities that Guildford gave me. So.
You mentioned your old man was a bass player as well. I imagine he's going to fit into this question, but musical influences and heroes growing up?
Yeah, Dad. I love a bit of everything.
Yeah.
I love my Chili Peppers. Reggae, love a bit of reggae. But, everyone in the band's got a bit of flavour of something. Like, everyone's different. Everyone's got the influences which help writing music as a 5-piece, because everyone's got something new to bring to the table.
Yeah, right.
Or everyone's got a different ear for it. So
These days, as you're writing music now, who's your influences maybe that are in the industry right now?
Can't go past Ocean Alley.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, we just caught up with those guys at Falls, so that was pretty
Nice,
sick.
yeah.
Finally meeting those guys. DMA's, Dope Lemon.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few big Aussie bands, obviously Perth, like Spacey Jane, they're wicked. And we work with Dave as well, so we're very grateful to have Dave Parkin, who runs Blackbird Studios. So, yeah.
So for you and your bandmates, when does music kind of start to look like a real career or a real, opportunity for you?
We're definitely in that transition stage now where it's like there's a lot of people jumping on board, and we're building a big team now, and there's a few things that are going to be being announced soon, but a few big steps. It's coming into place now, but it's definitely in the transitioning.
It's all happening right now.
Yeah,
So let's talk about the band a bit. So South Summit, how does it form? Where does it come from?
So me and Nathan, as I mentioned, I went to Guildford Grammar.
Yeah.
Nathan also went to Guildford. Nathan's 2 years younger than me, but he always played in the jazz bands and all that. So he could play. He was playing with Year 12s when he was Year 8, so he knew what he was doing. I got asked to form a band to play a gig, and I just asked Nathan if he would be keen to jump on, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll play some Ocean Alley covers and stuff. And he didn't even know who Ocean Alley was, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, we kind of started there, and then we obviously became good mates, and from that, and then I met Finn at university at Wappa, and then I met Isaiah and Nemo through mutual friends at a house party during when COVID parties were allowed 4 people.
Yeah, right.
I think me and my good mate, actually, because the boys are from Newman, my good mate from school is from Newman as well. and then we met there, and then we just had a few drinks and had a jam, and I was like, you got to join my band. So had to harass him for 3 months, but he finally joined. So, and then, yeah, it's kind of just snowballed into this thing called South Summit. So
What about the name? How does that come about?
Nathan actually just come up with it, and we were actually struggling, hey, like the first few songs we got down, but like the name was like,
It's a tough
because it's stuck with you forever. So I was like, we can't stuff it up. We got to have something good. But yeah, I'm pretty stoked with how it all, because I wasn't too keen on it when we first did it, but it's definitely grown on me. So, but yeah, no special story. It was just a name we had.
Just came up out of nowhere.
Yeah, a bit boring, but it's good.
So you mentioned there you kind of formed in 2020-ish,
Yeah.
heat of the pandemic. How does COVID kind of impact and change your early direction as a band?
Yeah, well, it kind of, stopped the whole world really. But I guess in Perth, being isolated, we were very lucky. We didn't have much lockdown, so gave us a bit of time where everyone around Australia or around the world were kind of locked in. So we had an advantage of practicing a lot and doing that, and also not having bigger bands come from international or interstate meant more people keen to watch local bands. So kind of worked out for us, as in, people keen to get out and go do something, especially through that time, you're pretty like, you'd take any opportunity to go out and do something. So definitely helped us, I think.
Speaking of that, first gig as South Summit, where was it? Tell me the story.
It was actually my best mate's 20th.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So he had a big backyard in Como, and we were just starting, and I was like, I think he actually asked me if we'd be keen to jump on, and we're like, we'll see. We've only got we had about 40 minutes set, but it's just all covers. So.
Yeah.
Oh no, we actually did a few. I think it was 50-50, but it was really good. We got 7 noise complaints before 7 o'clock as well, so I wouldn't recommend playing loud music in Como, but it was pretty sick. Never forget it. So
Were you nervous going up for that first gig? Or
I wasn't too
before,
bad. Yeah, me and Nathan did, because we were, before the other boys joined, there was a covers band, so we did a few gigs doing that. So I wasn't too bad, but I think Nemo and Zayo were a bit, or Nemo, Finn and Zayo. I guess we were all a bit nervous, but especially being my mate's house and stuff, I knew everyone there, so I was like, just have fun.
Is there a lesson that you learned after that one? Did you change anything at all, or you just thought this is working, let's keep going?
I think it was pretty smooth.
Pretty tight,
everything worked.
Yeah.
Obviously, more practice is key when you're starting off, but
Yeah.
we didn't have any big mistakes or nothing crazy happen. So happy days.
That's a few years ago. You've done a lot more since then. We'll go into some of those big gigs you've done soon. But do you have a favourite one?
So far, I mean, any festival's wicked.
Yeah.
But Falls Festival was pretty
Yeah.
sick. We didn't get stitched up, but we got put on the smaller stage on the second day, first up. So it was a bit rough with the crowd, but we're very lucky for all the loyal people that come and watched us, because as soon as we jumped off, there was no one at the stage. So, but definitely Falls, just the atmosphere and the environment, it was really wicked.
How does that work? Do you just get a call from someone? They go, "Do you want to play at Falls?" Or what was that like?
That was actually that one. We got asked by Triple J.
Yeah.
We won a Unearthed thing. I'm not too sure what it was, but they gave us a call up, so we got the Unearthed spot. So very lucky.
Yeah.
It was.
Is that like a metric for success? Getting invited to a big, or playing at a big festival like that.
Definitely
for
helps.
an artist. Yeah.
And like saying that you played Falls is a pretty big thing. Like, it'd be one of the bigger festivals in Australia. So it's been on the bucket list, and now we can tick it. So
tick it off. Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully again soon. We'd love to do it again.
Fingers crossed, yeah. So, looking back over these first few years as a band, is there a moment early on or, throughout where it kind of all clicked in? You think, okay, this is working, this is going to be a good thing?
I think when we started working with Dave, the whole recording process was different. And obviously we were doing gigs, and everything was gradual and slowly building. But once we did River Days and Runaway, and then once we recorded that, we were really stoked with the whole recording process, and kind of all right, we can do this, So and then as soon as we dropped River Days, we got a booking agent, and then from there on it was
Just gone up.
Just
Yeah.
the gigs were much better, and we were playing around Australia and stuff. So
New EP Creatures is out now. I've had a listen today. It's pretty good, but no, it's not pretty good. It's very good. Sorry, I should say. No, it's very good. What's for you guys? What's your production process? What's the writing process like?
yeah, so it kind of works in two ways.
Yeah.
A lot of the songs I start in my bedroom with demos. Me and Isaiah used to live together, so we would come up with a track, and then Isaiah would jump on it, would workshop it, then show the band. So that's one way we do it, and then the other one, it's just everyone's in the band room, or Nemo might bring a guitar part, and we all jump on and do our thing. So
How long does that take, like for a start to end for one song?
that's just the beauty of music. Hey, it can be one day, and we
Yeah.
can be like, that's hot, like let's just record it. We've done that before, and then there's songs that you can work on. There's still songs we've been jamming for a year and a half, but we kind of just left it. But there's no rules. You just got to go with it. If it works, it works. We normally, if it feels good, that's the main thing, and then that's kind of when we know when it's ready. And 'cause it's always evolving. Like even when we go to the studio, our producer Dave has a massive input and effect on everything. So
Yeah. So Creatures is out now. Was that a different process making this new EP, or what was that like for this big project? Yeah.
Yeah, for the first EP, we kind of had all the songs done. I did those songs. And it was kind of like 3 days in the studio to record 5 songs, which is pretty hectic.
Yeah, that sounds pretty hectic. 3 days.
So I was like, drums, bass, and rhythm was just live all at once, and then it was kind of just smash out as fast as you can. Where the new EP, we spent a lot of time on it and tweaked everything and made sure everything was right, which is, you can hear it, I think, anyway, in the sound and how the production sounds wicked. So it's just focusing and really getting everything perfect.
Yeah, I re-listened to it this morning just before you came in, and some of the lyrics, they're so resonant. For the writing process, you said, you're all part of it, but, where do those ideas come from? And, is there any biography to it, or is it?
Oh, who knows with Zaya? He does all the lyrics. He's put a lot of work into this EP. I'm really happy with how he's done, and when he tells me the stories behind the songs and stuff, he's put a lot of thought, and but I'm not too sure what the process was for him anyway with that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you have a favourite track off the new EP?
It's hard, hey.
Yeah.
I like a few, but probably say Runaway is probably my favourite.
Runaway.
Yeah.
It's something I was looking at, what you guys do online and stuff. I think it's fair to say these days social media is pretty much part of everything. Music's no exception. But you've been pretty successful on that front. I think it's 100K followers on Instagram, 50K-ish on TikTok. What do you attribute that success online to? You got to be active, and Nathan works hard. He's the project manager for the Instagram account, but he's done a lot of research and had a few people that have helped us. And it's kind of just getting the right content and posting when you're supposed to post. There's not a massive thing behind it, but you've definitely got to take advantage of it and use it as that platform, because social media is huge these days. So yeah, exactly. Like social media is such a big thing for bands these days. It's pretty much your main promotional channel. What can it do for you? But also, what's the risks of it? Like, is there, music's changed so much in the past 20 odd years. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any negatives to it, but it's a great way to let everyone know what's going on, and you can definitely hype stuff up and surprise people, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just everyone's got Instagram, so it's just you don't want to be texting all your mates being like, "There's a gig on this weekend." It's like, check the bloody Instagram account. You still get people that are like, "Do you have a gig on, or when's your next gig?" It's like, just check the Instagram. But so it's good. And Nathan's running that and doing a wicked job. So
nice
helps him.
So kind of looking to the future a bit. What would success look like for you guys? Is there one goal in mind, or?
I think just to get, bigger gigs, like as in like festival slots and stuff. But that's kind of like trust the process.
Yeah.
Like you got to start somewhere. We're very grateful already to be playing the festivals we've done and doing. So, but I mean, a goal for this year I think would be flying to New Zealand. So it's in the works, but still got to lock it all in. But that's
New Zealanders, keep an eye out for that one.
yeah.
Is there music's often it's collaborative art really? Is there anyone you would want to collab with in the future?
I mean, any of those bands that that inspire us. But Ocean Alley. But I mean, I love Dope Lemon, so I would love to get him on a track. But that'd be my dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Righto.
Angus Stone.
Of course. Yeah. Looking back at the process, creating band, coming to where you are today, is there anything you might change along the way? Anything you realise should have done that differently?
Probably just the first recording, but there's nothing you want to change because you learn from your mistakes, or I wouldn't even say mistakes. You're always learning and growing. Especially in this industry, it's so wishy-washy. Like anything, you could release one song and just go huge, or like, you know what I mean? Like anything can happen. So I wouldn't say there's anything I would take back. Everything's just learning and getting better.
Is there like an important lesson that sticks out in your mind for you?
Practice. I think that was for everyone in the band, or a few people.
I imagine it's probably different now, but like, how much were you needing to practice early days?
As a band, we used to just jam for hours.
Yeah.
I think getting tight as a band, there's no secret to it. It's the hours you put in and practice. And
yeah. Something we ask everyone here on the show, a bit of a hypothetical. Your 15-year-old self sitting right in front of you there. What advice are you giving him?
Yeah, practice.
Practice.
No. I don't know. Hey, well, I would say practice. You can always practice more, but just enjoy it and have fun and just appreciate the steps, But if I could go back and say, just ride the wave, just because I'm always looking for the next thing now, but got to soak it in sometimes and just remember how far you've come. So
there's a lot of young kids out there that I think could use some advice like that. Would you have any advice, specifically for young musos who want to break into the scene?
Practice as a band, but just start off with the Wednesday, Thursday night gigs, and just especially Indie Bar was a big one for us. The Thursday night, open mic night. We used to do that a few times. We've done a few times, sorry, but just getting in front of people, playing in front of your mates, like just get used to playing in front of people and just be confident.
Yeah. All right, final one for you. Here's your chance. Where can we find you? Where can we see you play? And where can we listen to your music?
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok. All the socials will just be under South Summit Band. Spotify's just South Summit. I actually don't know the next Perth gig.
Fair enough.
We just did Gage Road, so that was the big one. But I think we're going to slow down. But we've got a headline show. I'm not going to say what for. In March, so we'll give you guys some more information soon.
We'll hear about that.
Might get in trouble if I say anything, so you'll be careful.
We won't tell, don't worry. All right, that does it for How Did I Get Here today. Look us up, student_edge on Instagram, Student Edge on TikTok, search us up, Student Edge or How Did I Get Here on YouTube, and head to studentedge.org for all our articles, podcasts, deals, competition, career tips, education advice, and much, much more. Josh, thank you so much for joining me today.
Cheers.